Namaste friends, welcome to Learn with J, empowered by Magic Needles. This day I am here with Petal Link Stitch. This is a beautiful stitch. It uses shells and back post DCs and DCs. The shells are made up of 2 DC together, chain 2, 2 DC together. So to make this pattern work, we need to make multiples of 6 plus 3 as foundation chains. Let me make the required number of chains and get back to you. I'm going to use my Aran yarn, which is soft peach, premium acrylic anti-pill, and medium weight 4. Color code is 2030, and I'm going to use both my 5.5 mm hook and 5 mm hook. 5.5 mm hook just for the foundation chain. Okay, I'll make the required number of chains and get back to you. I have made 3 multiples of 6 plus 3 chains, that is 21 chains. Now make a shell in the 6th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the 6th chain, make a shell. The shell comprises of 2 DC together. So one incomplete DC, the second incomplete DC, and both of them together. Chain 2, one more 2 DC together. So one incomplete, second incomplete, and complete. So this is your shell, first shell made. Then skip 2 chains and make a DC in the next. So this is a repeat. Again skip 2 shell in the next. Repeat this, skip 2 shell, skip 2 DC, skip 2 shell, skip 2 DC. So repeat till the end. Last 3 chains will be left. So I shall meet you at that particular point. I've come to the end of the row here, first row. It's not a repeat row. I'm left with 3 chains. So skip the next 2 and place your DC in the last chain here. Now chain 3 and turn and make a DC. The chain 3 counts as a DC. DC in the very first stitch here. This row is a very simple row. Next, in this chain 2 space, you need to make a shell. The shell comprises of 2 DC together, chain 2, 2 DC together. And now make a back post DC over the DC of the previous row. Again, shell in the chain 2 space, back post DC, shell in the chain 2 space. I shall meet you at the end of row 2 here. You've come to the end of this row. Now place a DC on top of the turning chain here. For row 3, either chain 4 and turn, or turn and make a standing DC. Chain 1 and a 2 DC cluster all in the same stitch here. So incomplete DC, second incomplete DC, and complete. And now in the chain 2 space, make a double crochet. And then on top of this back post DC, make a shell. This is the pattern repeat. Shell on BP DC of the previous row and DC on the DC in the chain 2 space. So DC on the chain 2 space, shell in BP DC, DC shell, DC shell. Continue till then. I shall meet you at the end of this row. So we have come to the end of the row here. So we have made shell in the back post DC and DC in the chain 2 space of the shell. Now in the last stitch, make a DC cluster first. incomplete DC1, incomplete DC2, and complete the cluster, chain 1 and place a DC on this same stitch. So 1, 2, 3, row 3. Row 4 again starts with a DC and a chain 1 DC cluster. So a DC, chain 1 and a DC cluster. And then make a back post DC on the DC. Again a DC cluster, a shell in chain 2 space. So continue BPDC, shell, BPDC, and in the end we have to make 2 DC cluster, chain 1 and DC in the last. I'll meet you at the end of this row. We've come to the end of row 4 here. Place a 2 DC cluster. Oh God. Chain 1 and a DC. So for row 5, turn and make a DC. This is my standing twisted DC, or you can chain 3 and turn. And then we have this back post DC here, so make a shell on this. And in the chain 2 space between the 2 DC clusters, make a double crochet. Again on the back post DC of the previous row, make a shell. So continue this pattern, this stitch repeat till the end. I shall meet you at the end. So we've come to the end of row 5. So place a DC on the last stitch here. Now chain 3 and turn, or turn and make a DC. Now we have come to this shell. Under the chain 2 space of the shell, make a shell again. And make back post DC over the DC of the previous row. So one row we are making a DC double crochet, and the next row we are making a BPDC over it, and continue the pattern till the end. I shall meet you at the end of row 6 here. Come to the end of row 6 here, make a DC on the last stitch here. So the pattern repeat is rows 3 to 6. So this is how the petals are linked, hence it is called as Petal Link Stitch. Hope you enjoyed this video, friends. Do subscribe to Magic Needles channel and do share the videos. Do not forget to hit on the bell icon so that as and when we upload the new videos, it gets notified to you. Have a great day. I shall be back with yet another pattern in the next video. Bye for now.